Hello everyone, welcome to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we're going to do a very unique reading that I've wanted to actually do for a while. This reading is going to ask, where are you going to be this time next year? What is your life going to look like a year from now? So I'm going to do this reading slightly differently. I'm going to do the invocation and the prayer before I start the 3 readings, just to save a little bit of time. But I really encourage you not to skip over this part, because your collaboration and your intention for your reading will help me read specifically for your energy. Okay? So I'll start with the 3 piles in case you want to get ahead to the timestamps, and then we'll do the invocation and the prayer. So we have 3 piles here. Okay, pile 1 has the Sakura agate stone, Merkaba. Pile number 2 has the green Aventurine Merkaba. And pile number 3 has the moss agate Merkaba. So if you would like to stay for just a couple of more seconds just to do the prayer and the invocation with me and the breath, I welcome you all to do that with me now. Calling on divine and sacred beings of light and love only, please guard and protect over this reading for the collective. I call in divine source energy only to please run through me and help me to communicate messages for the highest and best good of the collective that are here today. Please listen to their calls, to their questions, to their intentions, and allow me to answer them directly. Please guide them in protecting their spaces and guide them in choosing the correct pile for them. Thank you so much. So guys, look over the cards and look over the piles and the stones in particular. I will review what the stone meanings are and see which one calls to you the strongest. Don't overthink it, please. And you can go to the timestamps below and choose the pile that calls you the strongest, and I will see you at your reading. Welcome, group number 2. I'm excited to do this reading for you guys today, asking Spirit, the highest beings of light and love only, to please give you information about what your life will look like 1 year from now. What is going to transpire? We're going to look at that. We're going to look at sort of what is going to happen over the course of the next year, and then where are you going to land. So we have the overarching energy in this oracle card. We're going to use the tarot to see the story that's unfolding and where we're going to end up. And if we have time, we're going to pull a final oracle card. So these stones are very important to the reading. So if you chose the Sakura agate, which is also known as the cherry blossom agate, because the word Sakura means cherry blossom in Japanese. It's also called the flower agate. So Sakura agate is known to bring dreams into reality, bringing your dreams to life. The cherry blossom aspect is to think of this as seeding something and watching it bloom. So something blossoms into a tree or a flower. So something perhaps that you have been seeding will come to fruition in a year from now, or within a year from now. Sakura agate is also it's a very nourishing, you can tell it's a very gentle stone, but it actually brings quite a bit of confidence as well, specifically in overcoming fears and doubts. So perhaps over the course of the next year, you are going to be working on overcoming fears and doubts so that you can bring into fruition that which you desire, that which your dreams hold. And finally, the Sakura agate helps bring in change, all kinds of change. So if you were to look at your life right now and ask, what area of my life would I like to see change? Sakura Agate could help with that. So I would set that intention for this reading now. Okay? All right. Lovely souls. Let's get into your overarching messages from this beautiful Soul's Journey Oracle. A perfect oracle deck for this particular reading. Move forward. Let love propel you over hurdles. Okay, immediately we know that Spirit is with us. Thank you so much, Spirit, for being with us. Move forward, as the Sakura Agate has already emitted her energy to us. This is very much about change, right? Making sure that you're continuing to move forward on your path and not allowing your fears and your doubts to stop you. So in a year from now, what we see is that wherever you are going to allow for further momentum, something that you're starting or you're going to start this year is going to come to fruition within a year from now. Something, it really could be in anything. I'm actually seeing someone starting to work out, and you're not going to recognize your health situation. I'm seeing somebody's blood work numbers completely change. Like I'm seeing somebody's LDL, the low density cholesterol going down next year. So you working out is really going to help your heart beat stronger and your blood vessels I'm seeing to relax. So some of you might be having some circulatory issues. That is going to resolve as you move forward in working on your health. Now, some of you might be struggling in your relationships, specifically in intimacy. And what I'm seeing is that some of you might be in couples therapy, you might be working on your communication with your partner, and there's really a call here to go back into your heart and see where are you not allowing self-love, and how is that being made manifest in your relationship with your partner. And your guides are saying over the course of the next year, as you tune into your self-love, this is going to help the relationship propel forward, because we tend to see our partners as a reflection of aspects of ourselves, often the unhealed aspects. And so especially if the sort of balance of light and shadow within us are really grossly misaligned or imbalanced, where there's a lot more that we see as shadow within us and not enough of our own light, we may see that reflected in our partner. Not always, but some of the time, perhaps much of the time. So whatever it is that you're holding hardness in your heart towards your partner, perhaps look upon yourself with more grace, with more compassion, and work on that over the next X amount of months, and you might see that the way you look upon your partner will change. As I see this person with this swoop that is shown in this card, I'm hearing the word magic. I'm seeing that some of your spiritual abilities may strengthen this year. And I'm seeing the orange and the green as indicative of the sacral and the heart chakra. And so this is more validation for what we've already discussed so far, from what Spirit has already channeled to us already, which is about the sacral piece, your creativity, your emotional self, becoming more in alignment with your heart, right? How you feel into the world, your intimacy with the world in general and within your own consciousness. I'm seeing the moon card now. How is that in alignment with your heart, with your authentic heart? I'm seeing that some of you might have a bird animal totem. You might have a bird sort of show up in an odd way to you. I just saw that. And that might be indicative that you are on the right path and that more abundance is coming into your life. Okay, so they're telling me to go back to the idea of magic. So something with this swoop, it tells me something about working with the elements, working with air in particular, to create energetic movement in your life. So air can denote like specifically like the wind, but it could also denote thoughts, that in changing the way that you think about your life, you could make sweeping changes in your external life. That your perception needs to change. And you have a magical ability to do this in some kind of sense. Your thoughts are profound manifestors of your reality, I'm hearing. So in a year from now, what I'm seeing is you are going to be a lot more clear and balanced in your way of thinking about your life, and that is going to reflect in your reality. I'm almost seeing like a scene that's like, they're showing me almost like someone's house that's like on a hill, and it's almost imbalanced. It's on an incline, and they're showing it to me balancing. Now they're showing me the Four of Wands, right? The house and home, even commitment and marriage, but certainly foundation. Your foundation is going to strengthen, and you're going to feel so much more balanced in a year from now. And your spiritual abilities in this respect are really going to come online. Your ability to manifest, I'm seeing the Magician card now, that's going to get stronger over the course of the year. And some of you may come into new love this year, but we'll see what the cards have to say. So let's get into the tarot. I'm excited, you guys. Let's see, for group number one, let's see what the next year is going to bring. What is your life going to look like a year from now? Okay. I'm doing this backwards, so I don't know why I'm looking at the cards. It's a little bit strange. Okay. I just saw Six of Cups. Okay. That wants to come out. What is group number one's life going to look like a year from now? Please show us the cards we need to see, please. Okay. What else? Okay. Thank you. All right. Let's start with these. Wow. Okay, the Justice card. Knight of Swords. Okay. Nine of Wands. I wonder why I just said 7. Maybe 7 won't show up here. 7 of Pentacles. Okay. Interesting. So, what is going to transpire over the next year? What will your life look like a year from now? So, it seems that during the course of this year, there is some very fast-moving energy coming in to bring justice to a situation. Let me just ask Spirit, what is the situation that you are referring to with justice? What are you referring to with regards to justice? So, I wasn't expecting it, but they're showing me very profoundly a legal battle, which is really the Justice card in its most sort of simple form. Some kind of legal battle. I'm seeing someone who had, I don't know if this is a car accident, I'm hearing a fender bender, and some kind of issue with the insurance company or the other person's insurance company, that you're going to be getting this money this year. This is going to be righted. I'm also seeing this as the energy of air, right? That you're sort of rushing into this year with a lot of strength, with a lot of courage, with a lot of bravery. And it is towards those places where you have felt wronged. This is like the dark feminine coming online. The part of you that feels that you need to now advocate for yourself in some profound way. And when you do so, you will come out victorious, but you might come out a little battered and bruised. So I'm hearing again, stay the course, move forward, with this card being in the middle. You might be in, I'm getting a big yes on this actually, that there is something that you do need to pursue, that you've been sitting on for too long. I'm seeing someone's envelope that says past due, like maybe some bills. And this is because there's some kind of money that should have come to you and it hasn't. And they're saying, go after that. Go right that wrong. They're saying like it's not going to just come to you. Okay? Spirit, show me clearly where this group will be a year from now. Now, they're showing me a slightly different story. They're showing me this person looking at this knight and telling him to slow down. He's kind of like, it's almost like the Hierophant is how I'm seeing it. He's talking to him and he's saying, you've got to slow down a little bit and take stock of your life. He's saying you're a little too harsh, you're a little too fast. So Spirit is asking you, where in your life do you need to slow down and take stock of something? Where you might be rushing into something too fast. Because you're afraid of something, you're afraid of looking at something in your life. Slow down, he's telling him. You see, his sword is extremely balanced and calm. Even with the scales, where is the balance? There's a lack of balance here. They want you to sort of take stock of something that you might be ignoring, you might be rushing into because you don't want to feel something. You don't want to be in the magnitude of this challenge. Yes. Now, if we look at this piece here, you have been through something profound. So when we look at where you will be a year from now, you're going to look back and you're going to be like, whoa, I can't believe I got through that. I can't believe I went through that. I'm here on the other side and I'm victorious in some way. I know this card doesn't traditionally mean victory, but it does denote that you have been through it. You've been through it in some profound way and you have made it out the other side. Now, as you get towards the end of this year, you might be wondering if you need to change course, right? If the efforts that you put in were worth it in the end. This could be in career, this could be in relationships. Where you're going to be in a year from now is you're going to be in a much calmer, steadier place. And you're going to look back at your 1 year and you're going to say, how did I get here? I have decisions to make. I have the capacity now, I have the opportunity now to take a different route, to go in a different direction. Like the Sakura Agate had told us, there is some kind of dream that you're trying to make reality. And by the end of this year, you're going to have an opportunity to choose between that which you feel truly passionate about and that which you've just worked really hard on. And it might bring you material wealth, but it may not be exactly what you want. And in some ways, both of these cards denote some kind of wealth. And it's what kind of wealth is most important to you. And what I'm getting is with the Nine of Wands, when you do the things that you're passionate about, you will have material gain. But when you just have hard work and your hard work has paid off in the sense that, it might lead you to the Eight of Pentacles, even the Nine of Pentacles, where you can relax a little bit and rejoice in sort of your pentacles and your money. It may not be as fulfilling as you would like. So there might be a fork in the road, but I see it more as opportunities that will allow you to move on to the path that is really the most abundant for you in emotion, in spirituality, and in material wealth. Let me just check in with Spirit and see if I can get more detail here. For group number 1, what will their life look like in 1 year from now? Yeah, again, I am seeing material gain, wealth, okay? And then they're showing me the Knight of Pentacles, which is going to tell me it's going to come in slowly, but it's going to come in. So some patience is going to be required of you. I'm seeing that somebody needs to be mindful about how they're investing their money. That will be the difference between a good outcome or not as good outcome in a year from now. Yeah, I'm just seeing something about stocks. I don't know if you've been wondering where to put your money, but that's coming in. So I want to get some clarity. I want to get some clarifiers for this card. Okay, let's get some clarity for the Justice, please. Oops. Can we get some clarity for the Justice? This one wants to come out. 7 of Swords, interesting. Clarity for the Knight of Swords, please. This one. The Lovers. Clarity for the 9 of Wands. The Chariot. And clarity for the 7 of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups. Okay. So, there's definitely something that was stolen from you, taken from you, withheld. This could be taxes, this could be insurance. Something happened here that is going to be righted this year. And what I am seeing here with the Knight of Swords and the Lovers is that when you, I'm hearing when you stop brooding or hyper focusing on that which feels like the challenge or the wrongdoing, your heart is actually going to open a bit more. So it feels like there's a bit of a heart chakra blockage because there's so much intensity and perhaps so much rage about the wrong that has been done to you, maybe even verging into the victim mentality and the poverty consciousness that is blocking your heart right now. And I'm really being guided to show you guys that you have a real potential to bring in some kind of real heart awakening. It can be, this feels almost like a spiritual awakening to me that could usher in love when you learn how to balance your perspective of your life, the way that you're thinking, so that in a year from now, as we see more of this balance, you're going to feel calmer in your heart. They're showing me again that blood work where the heart numbers are going to be lower, because everything that is healing through the heart is going to show up in the physical, in the emotional, and in the spiritual realm, right? So the physical, you're going to see that in your health and your blood work. In the emotional, you're going to feel calmer, more emotionally stable. You might even bring in new love. That is for a few of you. I'm seeing actually the number 5 for only 5 of the viewers. And then I'm seeing spiritually for you that some of these abilities that require you to be balanced in your sacral will allow your heart chakra to open. And this is going to help you work with the elements in some way. This is some kind of movement. I don't know if this is some kind of energy healing, but it's not one that has a name. So it will be quite unique to you if that's what you're looking for. Now, this is an interesting one. With the yin yang here, we're seeing more evidence of the idea of balance for sure. Now, with the 9 of Wands, it's interesting because it does feel like you're at the end of some kind of battle, that you're sort of looking back on what you've experienced and you're saying, I made it. That's what the Chariot feels like to me. It like the Chariot is not actually moving, it's still. And it feels more that there is a movement inside of you, in your emotional self. Some kind of movement that allows you to be in a much more balanced place. I'm seeing with the idea of the 9 of Wands being about you listening to what you're impassioned about, what you feel passionate, interested in, what brings a level of intrigue almost to your life, that this will come to fruition if this gets balanced out, right? If the heart, with your perspective of your life, gets balanced out. So you may change jobs, you may move literally. This feels that you will have some kind of stability when it comes to potentially your work, your love life. But you have to do this work. You have to balance these two areas. And very clearly, with the Knight of Cups here, we're seeing that whatever it is, whatever you end up choosing, whatever path you end up choosing, there's going to be some kind of profound fulfillment for you. So in a year from now, you are definitely going to feel much calmer and steadier. There's definitely going to be some kind of justice that's going to be served as long as you advocate for yourself and you speak up about your needs and you don't sit on something where you've been wronged. Okay? You're going to clear some kind of emotional block that's going to allow this flow to come in, which can be in many different areas. And since this flow is going to happen through the heart chakra, when you do have to make a decision about your life in about a year from now, you're going to choose the thing that's going to make you feel driven in your life from the heart, where you're going to feel a true desire to move forward on that path and not just working day to day and looking at your watch and seeing, well, when is the weekend? You know, when is the weekend going to come? It does feel like ultimately what is going to happen is your cup is going to be filled. You're going to feel a deep sense of fulfillment, both in what you've achieved over the course of the year and what you are bringing in. And the overarching message for you guys is really to keep moving forward, which might seem like a very simple message, but if you look into your life, you might find areas of stagnation. Where do you feel stuck? And Spirit is really guiding you to take a baby step forward in some way. Take some step forward in some kind of way, because this will help you tremendously. And again, love propels you over the hurdles. Opening up to your heart in some profound way is going to help you. And what we see in a year from now, specifically from the stone here, the Sakura, Agate, and the Knight of Cups at the end here, we are seeing that whatever your dreams are, they are going to be brought to reality in a year from now. So what I would encourage this group to do is to set a very clear intention about what they want to bring to fruition in a year from now, and then help yourself make that manifest in your reality. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like, subscribe, comment if you enjoyed anything today. And I appreciate you being here with me. I look forward to connecting with you guys in the next reading. Many blessings and so much love to you. Take good care. Welcome, group number 2. You chose the second pile with the green Aventurine. As some of you may already know, green Aventurine is the stone of abundance. It really supports you in bringing some really wondrous opportunities into your life. It's kind of a lucky stone. And what you might notice is that in about a year from now, you might experience some kind of profound good fortune. Since we're asking where your life will be a year from now, what we might see in the cards today is how you can bring this fortune into your reality. Or what are you already doing that can potentially be strengthened so that you can bring in more abundance. Green Aventurine also resonates with courage. So there might be something that will transpire over the course of the year that will require more courage from you, which will also pave the way to more fortune. Finally, Green Aventurine does increase creativity. So abundance may come in the form of creative ideas, creative thoughts, creative pursuits, even new people coming into your life to support you in positive outcomes and positive opportunities. Let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, so welcome everybody. We're going to start with the Soul's Journey Oracle, asking the question, asking Spirit, where What is your life going to look like in a year from now? Okay, where is your life taking you over the course of the next year, and what is it going to look like in a year from now? So let's reveal the first card. Anointed with love, let sweetness invigorate your life. That's beautiful. Anointed with love. So I actually believe that all abundance comes from love, specifically self-love that begins to emanate out, kind of like this this aura around these couples. When we, it looks like there's even another couple here in the distance. Oops. And they're all emanating light, because true love really does emanate light, and light to me is abundance. So I do feel like for this group there is a call to pay attention to self-love, and where can you bring in more self-love, because that is going to be reflected in your immediate environment. For some reason I'm seeing someone on a boat, almost like a short trip on a boat. I don't know much about boats, but some kind of traveling that will be going on some kind of boat. I'm seeing that someone might meet someone on these travels. It could also be a cruise. I'm seeing both, like a smaller boat and where you're the captain, or you know the captain, or something bigger like a cruise. But you might actually meet someone on these travels. I'm hearing the Queen Mary. I think that's that very large boat that takes you to an island. I don't know where. I'm seeing travels in Europe. You might meet someone. If you travel to Europe this year, in a year from now, you might be in love with someone that you meet this year. I'm also seeing the idea of anointed with love as being, because you guys have grown into your divine feminine states of being, where there's more of a receptivity. So some kind of balance is coming into the fold for you guys. And so there's like a spark of magic of some sort that's coming in as a return to that love that you have been extending to the world in some way. I'm seeing some of you with animals, where you have shown a great deal of love and compassion to animals, and that this is going to, there's some kind of gift being returned to you because you have been so generous in your heart space. While I don't generally read this stone like this, it is a green stone which can resonate with the heart chakra, so I'll just mention that. There is something about this receptivity where some sweetness is going to come into your life, and you have to learn this year to be open and willing to receive it, because you will find that your life is going to expand exponentially if you learn how to receive more. So it's almost like they're showing me like someone with like just a friend or two, which to me is riches. If you have one good friend, you're rich, I believe. But it seems like some of you might like more of a social group. And I'm seeing that if you allow yourself to be more trusting and open with people, that Spirit is going to bring more people in your life to love and to love you. But I find that this group really needs to learn how to be receptive, how to receive love from the universe. I'm also hearing from your guides. So some of you may need to be in your quiet, like in the stillness a bit more over the course of this year. Because what I'm seeing in a year from now is that if you allow that, your capacity, I'm hearing specifically clairvoyance, if some of you are interested in that, your capacity to see clearly, clairvoyantly, and connect in with your guides is going to strengthen the more you ground into your heart. So I'm already seeing that this idea of grounding into the heart has repeated from the first message now into the second. And I reckon that it might also come up for the third group, because I think we are all being called to open our hearts more and to transcend fears, doubts, worries, and to bring more balance into the fold as polarities begin to disintegrate and we come more into this unity consciousness. I'm seeing a couple who has moved to a new neighborhood and you don't know anyone in the neighborhood, and I'm seeing in about a year from now, you're going to have other couples to go out with. So if you feel like you're just strangers in a strange land, you're actually going to feel much more comfortable in a year from now. I am seeing for a few of you, your friendship groups are really going to expand over the course of this year if that's what you want. I am seeing people with just more networks, more friendships, more connections, and it's going to feel exciting. It's going to feel exciting, and I'm hearing the word invigorating for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the tarot, okay? We're going to get some messages for kind of the first half of the year and then the second half, but if they tell me to read it differently, I will, but that's the intention. Spirit, what do you have for group number 2? Where will their lives be in a year from now? How will their lives look in a year from now? Please show us clearly. Thank you. Please show us very clearly. Sorry, I just hit the mic. Where will their lives be in a year from now? Okay, so this they want, and this. And both of these? Okay, I wanted 4, but they gave me 5. That's fine. We will work with it. Let's see what we've got, guys. Knight of Cups. Okay. 4 of Cups. Interesting. The Chariot. 5 of Pentacles. And the Page of Cups. Okay, so let's begin. So, okay, this is the way I'm seeing this. There are 2 storylines here, okay? There are 2 storylines. This is about love, you guys. You see, we've got 3 cups on the table. Okay, and then we've also got the love card. So we're going to focus on love for the first story here, okay? So there are 2 storylines about love, and then we'll see what else we can get. So the first thing that Spirit is showing me is that someone is returning to offer you a cup. Now, this is someone from the past. This is someone you've been with already. This is someone you might actually already be with, and there's some kind of tumultuous situation. They may be offering a cup to you, and you are going to refuse it, okay? You're going to refuse it. And in this refusal, something in your life is going to move forward. Something in your life is going to move forward. Now, there is some story here, though, about this person who's being left out in the cold, whoever this is not you, this is them. You have some kind of empathic connection to them where some kind of confusion may come into the fold. So you're going to want to move forward, but they're going to sort of be courted to and connected to. I keep getting this message through my readings about someone who needs to disconnect from somebody. I'm not giving you advice about your particular situation. If it resonates, great. If it doesn't, leave it for someone else. But it does feel like there's a patterning that you're stuck in, where when you try to move away from this person and you're more in your power, they come crying back in. Let me in. I'm out here all by myself. Woe is me. And you begin to feel confused. And you begin to think, oh, should I offer them a cup again? Should I offer them my love again? And then the cycle continues. That's one story I'm seeing, okay? Now, the second story that I'm seeing here is someone new is coming in. Someone new. Now this could be, no, okay, they're telling me just to focus on love first, and then we'll look at how this might show up in career and otherwise. Someone is coming into your life, but there is something unresolved within you, some kind of healing that needs to occur. I'm hearing something about an inner child, something that might have occurred during your adolescence in particular. I'm hearing something traumatic, possibly some kind of bullying that you once experienced. which has led you to not trust what the world offers you. And this keeps you on some kind, I'm hearing, a path of degradation, right? Where there's a breaking down of your sense of worth, of your self-love. And you continuously find yourself out in the cold. Okay? You continuously find yourself on the outskirts somehow. Like, why aren't things working out for me, I'm hearing? But you tend to brush yourself off and start again. You might move to a new place, you might start a new job, you might date again. Okay, we can stay in the love place, okay? And something new might come in. I'm seeing that you're actually a very attractive person. People are attracted to you, but they're also a bit confused by you. They're a bit confused by you because you go a little hot and cold. You go a little hot and cold. Yes. And so there's something about you needing to figure out how to learn to trust and how to open up your heart and heal whatever traumas you have been carrying that keeps you in this patterning so that new love can actually come in. Now, with regards to career, what I am seeing is that a new opportunity may be coming in, something that you're actually very passionate about, but you're a bit reticent. You hold yourself back a little bit. So there is a recurring message about withholding in some way that keeps you in some kind of patterning where the outcome doesn't feel as good as you would like it to be, where you kind of feel stuck in some way, and this leaves you confused. So let's get some clarifiers to see how you can get out of this and where you will end up next year if you do come out of this patterning. So all of us get stuck in patternings, you guys. It's normal. Normal doesn't mean good, doesn't mean bad. It just means that in our self-awareness, we will be able to move out of them into higher timelines, okay? So let's figure it out, guys. They're telling me not to clarify the Chariot. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go with what they tell me. This one, and this one. Okay, let's see what we've got. 6 of Swords, yes indeed. Knight of Rods, or Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands, sorry. 7 of Cups, okay. And the Strength card, yes, okay. So, Spirit is saying, there are things that want to come into your life, for sure. But you have got to start moving away from the things that aren't working for you anymore. You've got to start taking initiative in the areas of your life where things feel stuck. People often just say the Chariot is about movement. Well, if you really look at the Chariot, he is not moving. In the traditional meaning of the Chariot, there is something that is considered inauspicious about this card. And what I'm being shown here is that we can make this an auspicious card. We can have you move if you take the initiative to leave behind things that aren't working for you anymore. A past love, a thought, okay? This is the Swords, so this could be the way you perceive things, okay? That you might actually be looking at your life with the glass half empty. Now, if you're able to overcome whatever ties that are binding you to some stuckness, whether it be a lover or a misperception of opportunities, right? Because the Green Aventurine wants to bring in new opportunities, whether it be love, career, the advent of new spiritual abilities, the reclamation or the ascension of spiritual abilities. You have to let go of some way of thinking. This can be, I need to hold on to a love because I don't think I can do any better. I'm too afraid of being alone. I don't want to leave this job because I don't think that I can find anything better. I keep forcing a way of connecting with my guides, and I keep saying, well, why can't I connect? Why can't I connect? And I'm seeing some people like being, having some resentment against, let's say, people who have NDEs, near-death experiences, which I can understand, or why do these people have these experiences and suddenly their abilities just come online? I'm seeing that this resentment that you have is really holding you back from moving forward. So, where are you going to be a year from now? They are showing me that it's not, my readings are not just about, oh, luck and fortune and love and making you guys feel good. My readings are really about empowering you guys to create the life that you want to live. And guys, I'm right there with you. I'm not here preaching. I'm learning along with you guys. So, where in my life, okay? Where in all of our lives do we need to let go of some old patterning? Then, should that happen, an opportunity is going to come in. Okay, he is facing this guy or this person. He's looking or she's looking at this person and saying, yes, go, leave those things behind. Leave those things behind. Go to calmer, better waters. I am an opportunity. I want to bring in some opportunity. And they're guiding me to look at, I don't know exactly what this is, but it looks like flowers to me. Some kind of flowers, where it's like, this person is bringing in a gift. Some kind of gift is going, you see, how interesting is this, guys? So this is a cup that you're perhaps rejecting. And here, this feels like you are going to take the cup, but it's the exalted form of the cup, not the shadow version. Okay, so this opportunity is coming in and you're going to accept it because you're leaving something behind. Some opportunity, just like the green Aventurine told us, some opportunity is coming in. Now, 7 of Cups, very interesting. So where the patterning previously was where you felt on the outskirts, you felt things are just not working out for me, I keep trying and things keep faltering, I keep feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. Oh no, you're going to have choices. Now, the 7 of Cups can denote confusion. Are these really choices? We don't really know. But what they're actually having me focus in on is the rainbow and the stars, and not some of this other nonsense. There is something that can come to fruition for you. I'm hearing like the light at the end of the rainbow. So I don't like to sort of sugarcoat things, but they are showing me very clearly that should you stay the course, should you move through heart-opening decisions, heart opening in the sense of compassionately and with love and with a generous spirit and with grace, you look upon your life and you say, okay, I'm doing the very best that I can, and where can I make sense of something that I've repeated because I'm too afraid to make a change? You will be rewarded. You will be rewarded with choices, and it seems like some kind of luck, some kind of spark of luck, or some kind of it could actually be a person coming in that is going to help offer these choices, these opportunities. You may have several, I'm hearing, and the reason why this is going to come to fruition is because throughout the year you are going to build your strength. You are going to make friends with your fears. You are going to come to a place of peace and calm with what you thought was, something that you couldn't tame. You're not going to be confused anymore. And with the infinity sign, they're telling me this is going to be the new pattern of your life. And they're also showing me that these are not deeply entrenched patternings. While they might have been going on for a long time, you are well on your way to releasing them. There is going to be some victory by this time next year. You are also going to feel more like yourself. I'm seeing somebody who is going to start paying attention to their looks more. I'm seeing somebody who, I'm hearing the word Venus, they're going to sort of beautify their physical selves. So you're going to start paying attention to what you wear. You're going to cut your hair. If you're, you might start wearing makeup. You might stop wearing makeup. and just rock your beauty naturally. In whatever way, I'm seeing you're going to start to feel more like yourself, and you're going to want to be seen, and you're going to want to be heard. And you're really going to welcome in the opportunities that are coming for you. Because there is a lot of abundance coming to this group. But you have to call it in this way. Where something has been repeating, and say, no more. I'm done with that. I'm going to take a new path. I'm going to take a new road, because I'm ready, willing, and able. And I'm worth it. And I am worth it. I'm ready to see my own beauty. I'm ready to see my own worth. And I'm going to stand on my altar, and I'm going to let the world see me. And they are bringing me to the stars on his crown, and the stars coming out here, even the stars in the pentacles, just showing me how there is going to be some kind of wish fulfillment. And this may very well be in love. Although I am seeing something else here with this opportunity, something else. I don't even know if it's specifically career or just something else regarding abundance coming into your life. I can't quite make sense of it. It may be something like inheritance. It may be a windfall in some way. I'm not seeing directly work, although absolutely there's a story here. It feels like a deeper sense of fulfillment. But it can be that something from the outside is showing up for you because you have filled your own cup. That's how I see it. Okay, well, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for staying for this reading. If anything resonated, please let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. And I really look forward to connecting with you guys in the next reading. Take good care. Welcome, group number 3. You chose the third pile with the moss agate. So I'm just going to start by describing a little bit what the moss agate is, because I do find that the stones resonate with the story for this particular reading about where your life will be in a year from now. How will it look in a year from now? So I just made some notes, because the moss agate is a complex stone, as you could even tell by its beautiful markings. So the moss agate resonates with the heart chakra. And what I will say, if any of you have listened to pile 1 or 2, is that for everybody there is a message about heart chakra opening this year, and the importance of coming into balance in your hearts. As fluffy as that might sound, as simple as that might sound, it is the heart that brings all forms of abundance, at least in my opinion. Love of self, love of your, quote, brethren, I'm hearing, the people around you. And we can only delineate pure love for the people around us if we've cultivated enough self-love. So I do feel like this group is being called to do that as well. Interestingly, moss agate helps to bring balance between the inner world and the outer world. So there is some kind of emotional balance that may be coming into the fold for you guys this year, specifically in the heart. So some of you might have experienced some chaos in your life and you don't quite understand why. And I do feel, and as I'm saying that, actually, I'm getting a little bit dizzy. I'm just going to take a drink. Yeah, that just like hit me in the head. I don't know if you guys ever experienced dizziness or feel a little woozy, but it almost feels like you guys don't have enough stability. Oh, that's interesting, because moss agate is actually deeply connected to the earth and helps us feel grounded. So I do think that some of you may need to ground a bit with the earth in particular. Yes, as I'm saying that, my head is beginning to clear. Very interesting, you guys. Have any of you guys been feeling ungrounded lately, or like emotionally wonky? It feels like this group would benefit from grounding a lot. And I'm hearing to ask for help also. Moss agate also helps us see the beauty in everyday life. So sometimes when you're going through a lot of chaos, a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of challenges, it can be very difficult to see the forest for the trees. It can be very difficult to rise above the nonsense and the difficulty, not to make those synonymous. Often difficulty is not nonsense, but sometimes it could just be the nonsense of life getting us down, and we just need to be able to sort of rise above that nonsense. But whether it's sort of deep challenge or more superficial challenge, it's all in the way we work with it. And one of the pieces of guidance that the guides are extending to you guys is to try to look at the small beauties in life. I'm hearing a very loud chirping from a bird right now. I'm sure the mic is picking that up, and it really feels like just listening to the birds, taking a deep breath as the wind sort of rustles your hair. This can be helpful for this group to cultivate this year so that you can end the year with a lot more balance and a lot more calm. The last thing in my notes that I did not know about moss agate is the idea of this helping the body detoxify and clear. There's great healing properties in moss agate, which is, again, not that surprising given that it's a grounding stone and it resonates deeply with the earth. So some of you guys might be detoxing this year. You might be cleaning up your diet. Some of you might have lost a lot of weight or are going to lose some weight. Maybe some of you will put on some weight if that's needed, and you will feel healthier. You'll feel healthier this year. Yes. I just feel guided to ask Spirit if there's anything else you want me to tell group number 3 about how their life will look in a year from now before we do the cards. I'm seeing, oh, this is interesting. This might be for one person. I'm seeing someone with their parents, and there has been some trouble between your parents that has gotten you down. And I'm seeing this, there's some kind of reconciliation by the end of this year. This is a bit heavy. I'm seeing the word divorce, that there might be parents who are considering divorce. And unfortunately, I'm seeing 2 different paths. One where there is a divorce, but they will still be friends, and you will reconcile your anger and sadness and grief about this. I'm seeing yet another story where they're going to separate and come back together. I'm sorry that's not so clear for whoever is going through that, but I am seeing that in a year from now, the dust is going to settle and you're going to feel much more calmer with that situation. And I'm sorry if you and your parents are going through that. That's really difficult to witness and to move through the emotional grief about that, no matter the outcome. Yeah. Oh, that's very heavy, actually. That's very heavy. Okay, so they're telling me to reveal the first card. Love unites, surrender to the attraction. I tell you guys, every single pile had something to do with the heart chakra and love. So interesting, love unites. It's interesting that they're talking about those parents who were divorcing or having difficulty. It just seems like across the board this year, there's going to be a call to move into the heart chakra. And where can you extend more love? Okay. Now, for this group in particular, there's a very strong message about love. There's this waterfall is really very much about love pouring in. I'm hearing from all sides, I'm seeing somebody who recently became friends with somebody they haven't known, and it's going to strengthen exponentially over the course of the next year. So by this time next year, they will be considered your best friend, someone that is going to be your ride or die, I'm hearing, somebody who is going to have your back all the days of your life. And this is a friend you've never had before. You've never had this kind of closeness before. I'm also seeing that some of you are going to meet a spirit guide that's going to feel like, almost like, this is very interesting, you guys, like your soul's counterpart, but in spirit. I don't think I've ever seen this before. And they're going to give you a name. So if any of you are trying to connect with a guide, or a guide tries to come in shortly, I would ask for their name. And when you hear their name, you might start crying. It's like you're familiar with the name somehow, but not in the rational mind. This is a soul that you have incarnated with before that is not incarnated in this timeline. And they are trying to connect with you. This is not a past over-loved one, by the way. This is just a spirit guide. And they're trying very much to connect with you. And the way that you'll know that this is the guide that is trying to connect with you, that wants to stay in your life for the remainder of your life, because guides come in and out of our lives. This one is supposed to sort of stay with you, is because you're going to feel such a profound experience of love when you connect with this spirit guide. Like, it's like nothing you've ever experienced before. I don't know why I'm hearing the Hathors. I don't know if you feel a connection to Egypt, perhaps. This feels like goddess energy, though, to me. This feels like a goddess to me. Okay. Anyway, let's continue. I'm going to start to pull some tarot cards for group number 3. Where will you be in a year from now? What is your life going to look like 1 year from now? What is your life going to look like a year from now? Let's get a clear story here, Spirit, for group number 3. Very interesting reading so far, I must say. They want this card, and this one, and this one, and this one. Okay, that was easy enough. That was the shortest shuffle. Let's see what we got, guys. We've got the High Priestess. Talk about goddess energy. Wow. Beautiful. That's a great way to start. 3 of Swords. 3 of Wands. I keep confusing the swords and the wands in these readings. I wonder what that's about. 3 of Wands. Okay, good. 10 of Wands. Very interesting. And the Queen of Swords. Okay. Well then. Okay. Now, this is the first story that I'm getting. Some of you are absolutely going through a spiritual awakening. That is no doubt about it. I feel like is it always the third group that has, oh no, well, no. Anyway, I'm not sure. It seems like a lot of the third groups have something to do with spirituality, while the other groups don't. But I'm not trying to sway your decisions in future pick a card readings. But to start out with the most intuitive, in your power, in the spiritual sense, connection to the higher realms, to start with that card, boom, after they just talked about connecting with a spirit guide, really does tell me that by this time next year, you're going to be much more embodied in your spiritual gifts. With the 3 of Wands here, I feel like there is a story here about you wanting something to come online, and you've been waiting and waiting and waiting. You've been actually putting in the work. You've been listening to your passions. You've been listening to your intuitive guidance, maybe taking all the classes, doing all the things, and you're just like, where are you? And there's a harshness about it too, where you're kind of like, universe, why am I not where I want to be? And what they want you to do is they want you to change that story. They want you to recognize how far you have already come in your personal advancements. So this may not just be spiritually speaking, although I do feel like this particular group is more spiritually inclined. I will just say that. The problem is with the moss agate here, what they're showing me is that, and with this waterfall, is that you're not grounding your abilities into the earth enough. You keep waiting on something and struggling and waiting on something. And the more you wait, the more harshness, the more harsh it feels. Why isn't this the way it's supposed to be? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm working hard. Why is my life not turning out the way I want it to? Why aren't the gifts that I'm working on coming online? What they want you to do is to take stock of your achievements thus far, specifically in your spiritual advancements and also in the advancements in your life at large. The things that are meaningful for you, you've been engaging in. There's some kind of creativity that's been taking shape, and yet you continue to struggle. There's a harshness about this experience for you. Because this follows, the Queen of Swords follows the 10 of rods here, of wands, it feels very much like you're saying, you know, where am I going to get mine? As opposed to just somebody being in their power. But what they want the story to be is recognize your profound achievement, your profound goddess energy, male or female. This has nothing to do with gender. You have come into some kind of balance here. You have come into some kind of higher wisdom. There is some kind of fruitfulness that has entered your life and you're not taking stock of it enough. Be in the stillness and recognize it for a moment. And if we look at it that way, and we look at your life that way, let's read the cards this way. Then, your ships are coming in. You've got 3 wands here. Your passions have been ignited. You have achieved something creatively or spiritually in some regard, and they're sprouting. Be patient, they're coming. And this is not a struggle. You are walking away with your 10 of wands. You are not struggling. You are walking away with all of this creative spirit, this abundance in some kind of way. They're saying, stop looking down. These are wands. These are not heavy. This is not a burden. Strengthen your spine. Be grateful for what you've achieved. Feel pride in what you've experienced. And feel strengthened because of it. Now they're showing me this sword like your spine. Strengthen your back. Stand up straight. Hold your wands up for everyone to see. Do not shy away from your gifts. Do not shy away from showing your gifts to the world. If you want to start a YouTube channel, go ahead and do it. If you've been wanting to start a new business, go ahead and do it. If you want to walk away from things that don't serve you because a new opportunity has shown itself and you're scared, don't be scared, do it. And then direct your life from your strength, from your higher knowing in your mind, but higher knowing as the queen or king that you are. And look forward with strength. I'm seeing that someone may open a business and may have employees, so you might be the boss of your own business. You might start a YouTube channel, a podcast, something where you're going to be expressing yourself, communicating to people, possibly telling others what to do. You could potentially be on top of the world if you allow yourself to see it that way. Let's get some clarifiers for these cards. So interested to see what the clarifiers are going to show. Okay, Spirit, let's clarify the High Priestess for what is going to transpire this year and what the collective's lie is. What are you? I'm sorry. What? Oh my God, I can't speak. What are their lives going to look like in 1 year from now? Can you please clarify the High Priestess for us, please? Thank you. Thank you. Please clarify the Three of Wands. Let's do that again. Okay, this one. Please clarify the Ten of Wands. 2 cards, we'll take them. And please clarify the Queen of Swords. Whoa. My goodness. Okay, When those cards just flew out, I heard stop resisting with the Queen of Swords. Oh no, I just took the cards that fell out. Sorry guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so there might be actually yeah, so I'm hearing that what is keeping you stuck and having you start over again and again and sort of wiping the slate clean as what just happened here. So I'm not going to edit this video. I'm going to leave it exactly as it was and we're going to pull them again. But I'm hearing that you are missing something. You are not seeing something clearly in your life right now. And you keep, I'm seeing somebody sweeping incessantly and throwing out something in the dust bin, and there's nothing in the dustpan. There's no crumbs. So you keep trying to do things again and again and work harder and harder, and they're like, stop working so hard. Everything you need is right in front of you. It's almost like they're saying we don't need clarifiers, but we're going to get clarifiers. Okay, let's see. That's very interesting. Stop resisting what has already shown up in your life. It could only get better, I'm hearing. It could only get better. Show me the High Priestess, please. Show me Three of Wands. Wow, the cards are very clear now. Show me the Ten of Wands, please. That was very interesting, you guys. Two cards again, very interesting. And Queen of Swords, show me the Queen of Swords, calmly and peacefully now. Thank you. That was very interesting. I felt like we were just scolded, just like the Queen of Swords. We were just scolded a little bit. Okay, let's see. Okay. Oh my goodness. The High Priestess is clarified by the High Priestess. I'm bugging out a little bit, you guys. Because what did they say? You don't really need clarifiers. The Seven of Wands. Stop fighting. Stop fighting. Let's see what the Ten of Swords has here. Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. What did we say? You've done the hard work already, you guys. Welcome in your pentacles. Welcome in. Oh my goodness, you guys have so much abundance and you just don't even know it. I've actually lived this, so I resonate with this story. I feel like I would choose actually the Moss Agate. I feel like this is my story. I really resonate with you guys in the idea of like, no, my abundance is not here, and keep looking and working harder and working harder and working harder. Right? You know, I have a doctorate, I have 50 different certifications in so many different healing modalities. I've been searching my whole life for what I've had my whole life. My abilities became the strongest when I started to let go of the utter need for more, because I kept seeing myself as inadequate. And I'm not saying I'm on the other side of this completely, but I can speak from some area of wisdom and extend that with humility to you guys. You guys need to be aware of the gifts that are already in tow and stop resisting it and stop being so harsh to yourself. And when they're showing me love unites again, they're showing me you within yourself. Love will unite you with your higher consciousness. Love of self, appreciation of self is going to unite you with your higher abilities in whatever form. What is the Queen of Swords? The Nine of Swords. So they are really saying that the illusion here is about you being in this utter state of consternation, this utter state of harshness. I want to get one clarity card about the final outcome. If you get out of your own way, okay, Spirit, if this group gets out of their own way and begins to see their High Priestess energy, what is the outcome? Show us clearly. Did you guys see that? I don't know if the camera showed that. That flew out of the deck. I kid you not. New beginnings. The Fool card. I can drop the mic, okay? Or Spirit can drop the mic. If you get out of this constant, woe is me, things are not working out, I am not enough, and you get into your high priestess energy, which is the divine birthright of this group. If you start loving yourself and all of your immense gifts, your pentacles are coming in, your new start is coming in, your new beginning is coming in. Something profound is going to shift by this time next year for you guys. Stop fighting the gifts that you have. Stop believing that life is a challenge. Look, they're showing me almost the spaces between the cards now. They're asking you, look at the spaces between the thoughts and things that are getting in the way. What do you already have? What do you already possess? They're telling you to pay attention to the compliments, to pay attention to the feedback that you get from people in your life. That will help guide you into clarity, into a clearer sense of what you're missing in your life, because I feel like the universe is trying to awaken this group to see that which is already there. And so what is going to happen, okay, because I don't generally read reversals, but they told me to turn this upside down, is you're going to get out of this state of consternation and you're going to get, they keep telling me to move this card, move into your Queen of Swords, where you're going to be directing your life. You're going to feel strong. You're going to feel accomplished. You're going to start this new beginning. And what they just showed, oh, this is so beautiful. I'm going to end on this. They showed the Fool, or this person, looking up at this spirit guide. As I had started the reading, or as the guide started the channeling, is that you're going to connect in with your higher self. You see how he or she is looking up at this guide with love and reverence. You're going to connect with some kind of profound guide this year, you guys. And they're going to stay with you from the beginning of this journey all the way into the end. I want to say that this is going to be a love or a person, but they're saying no. For a select few of you, you need to know that there is some guide that's going to stay with you on this new path. That is quite beautiful and magnificent. Very, very special group that I have the pleasure and the honor of reading for today. Well, I hope something in this reading resonated for you guys. I really hope so. If it did, please like, subscribe if you haven't already, and most definitely please leave a comment. I love to connect with you guys. Otherwise, I really look forward to connecting with you in the next reading. So many blessings to you guys and sending you so much love. Take good care.